Jadi saya mohon izin, ini sama sepatu. Saya mohon izin karena ini banyak tamu dari luar untuk mempercepat dan mempermudah, kita mau menyampaikan terima kasih satu. Number 13. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said since yesterday, I'm the chief host actually for this trade show. And today, because they say trade will follow investment in one part of the world, or investment shall follow trade in the other part of the world. But nevertheless, I put a lot of trends and points yesterday about Indonesian trade and Indonesian economy. So let me start, because we have little time and we have so many distinguished speakers this morning. Let me start with the market again. So Indonesia, with 150 million people in middle class, that is people that makes from $3,000 to $5,000. This number is very important to my Japanese investor and Korean investor, because the first $3,000 means second televisions in a household, and $5,000 mean the first car in a household. Because of the robust growth of the middle class, it attracts investment like no other. It can be less incentive, it can be a lot of incentive, but there is no other incentive better than a solid growth of middle class market. And that is Indonesia today. If you look at the demographic of Indonesia today, half of the population right now is under 30 years old of age. And therefore making Indonesia, and that also include ASEAN, becoming one of most dynamic market in the world. ASEAN has 600 million people, and Indonesia is about 45% of it. So speaking about ASEAN populations, you're speaking about Indonesian populations. If you're talking about economy, Indonesian economy is about 48% of ASEAN economy. And therefore, if you're talking about ASEAN economy, you're talking also about Indonesian economy. But then, what is the next trend? I told you everybody on my opening remarks, the next trend is world and regional integration, going up the value chain. I'm going to give you two products that we have today. In the 80s and 90s, this is what we do. Shoes. We call it OEM. Indonesia exports about 4 billion of business. But the local content for this is only about 30 to 35%. That includes the machinery. So we exported this, the HS code for the harness system for this is like 15 of those, but our value added that is given to the country is less than 40%. Okay? But since the 70s or 80s and be that the 90s, Indonesia had grown up, and instead doing this, the first 40 years in the early 70s, out of 1,200 items in this automotive in this car, Indonesia only provides the tires. Today, the value added or value chain had gone up. The one that we have not made in the country fully is the engine and engine block. The camshaft, all the gearing is still imported, but the rest is Indonesian made. And this is the trend. How do we go up the value chain in producing the single market with production base, the first pillar of ASEAN economic community. And that's why Indonesia is very gung-ho about trade facilitations. If you look right now, 40% of our trade is impede from 5% from the tariffs, 5% from the cost of doing trade. That's why Bali outcome of the WTO meeting in December 2013 is very important.
because it sum up to around 5% of doing trade. And another 20% is trade barriers, trade measures. So this is what we would like to do. Regional integrations is inevitable. This is why I will invite the chairman of BKPM to speak how we uniform our custom procedures, how do we integrate with each other to win the value added. Shoes may be important, it's around 4 billion. Today is the number 3 most important product of Indonesia, but this in the next 2 years will be the product of Indonesia. The name may be Toyota, the investor may be Japanese, but this is definitely my car, Indonesian car. I have many ambassadors here. My directions to my ambassadors is very clear. Problems with my Toyota is their problems. It's Indonesian problem. And this will be the 21st century economic diplomacy. And with that, I would like to invite all the speakers today and interact how we gain from regional integrations and how we go up the value chain. Because this is the 3rd largest democracy, people said, which I categorically denied, because I think Indonesia is the largest democracy. Prime Minister Modi in India is the largest democracy. Only 500 people in New Delhi chose for him. The 2nd largest is in the United States. But the United States of America, the President Obama only been elected by 58 million people. Joko Widodo yesterday that came to our opening ceremony was voted by more than 73 million people. So this definitely the largest democracy in the world. But my view not, democracy just a way to create prosperity. But economic championships is prosperity, and that is the destination for our democracy. I thank you.